incredible, incredible. I mean, just seeing that picture, what does it change your entire outlook on life when you see the planet from that kind of perspective?
Well, it actually doesn't change your outlook, because when you do that and you go into space and you hook up to the International Space Station and you meet Clay and Oleg and Fyodor, who are still up there right now as we're doing this program, you realize that it affirms that what we're doing in space exploration is definitely the right thing. It's right for our country, it's right for the world, and it's right for our kids.
And what does it feel like, that kind of, how fast is it going? The liftoff seems like, I mean, I've been on roller coasters, so I know what that power is. But, yeah, I was on the Hulk in Orlando. But anyway, what does that feel like when you're, I mean, how do you breathe?
Well, you know, when you're watching it as a spectator, it looks like the shuttle's kind of lifting off the pad slow, but you know, when you're inside, there's 7 million pounds of thrust behind you, and there's nothing slow about it. I mean, you really get the sense that you're going somewhere, you're going there in a hurry. You're really not sure where you're going, but you know you're not coming back to Florida. It's really an incredible amount of energy, and it seems like you feel every pound of it.
All right, so here's the important questions. How do you go to the bathroom?
Does anyone want to answer?
I'll take a shot at it.
All right.
Yeah, we have a toilet on board the Space Shuttle, and it works very much like the same toilets we have on Earth, except we don't get the gravity assist when we're up there, so they use suction and vacuum to make everything go the right direction.
So there's something that sucks it out of you.
It's not that strong.
Well, I mean, because I mean, if you're floating around up there, right? Mm-hmm. So, all right, never mind. Go ahead, Tracy.
I was just going to tell you that the most important part about going to the bathroom in space is to have a good seal.
A good seal?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the most important
because
part.
y'all are in close proximity. There's not a lot, you don't have your own bedrooms or anything like that, right? No. All right, so how is that to be so close together? And are you bumping into each other going, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, just bumping into each other?
You kind of are. It's kind of
It works out pretty well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You can eat in different positions relative to each other. You know, you can be upside down and looking at your partner who's eating and say, hey, how come you're upside down?
Really? So you don't know you're upside down?
Well, you know, you always orient yourself with your head up, so what they're doing doesn't really matter.
Right. And you can you eat upside down? Do you learn how to do all that
You can
stuff?
sleep upside down.
Yeah, how do you sleep? Or do you float around, or do you tether yourself to a post, or how do you sleep?
You do tether yourself. We have sleep restraints. They look like flimsy little sleeping bags, and you zip yourself up, and you hook yourself somewhere so that you don't bump into your commander and wake him up.
Uh-huh. So you do. You're all kind of like little cocoons, like little pods. Yeah, little pods.
Only we're not all hanging this way. Some are this way, some are this way, some are this way.
That is so strange. All right, and so I guess what happened, because I think right when we booked you on the show and we asked you to be here, if you could be here, there was some issue with the tile, and everybody was scared to death that there was the same kind of issue that happened before that was such a disaster. Were you aware of that? Were you aware that that was going on, and were you flipping out, or was it not that big a deal?
You know, we knew pretty soon after the launch that a piece of foam came off and hit the bottom of the vehicle and did some damage. We weren't sure exactly what the extent was. But, you know, we had our mission to focus on, so we really didn't even think about it. And then later, during the first week of the flight, the guys on the ground, great team, did a bunch of analysis and determined that it wasn't an issue.
Wasn't an issue?
Correct.
Bye-bye. Like that, it's fine.
It was going to be.
It's totally fine, yeah.
Yeah, despite, you know, the press made a big deal of it, but the reality of it was really not much of a concern for us.
Well, it's great. So you're here and you land, and what happens when you all of a sudden, after spending 13 days with that kind of environment, is it hard? Are you sick? What happens when you're home?
Everything feels a lot heavier, you know, it's surprising. You feel gravitationally challenged. Just lifting your arm up takes a lot more energy than it would normally and things. And paradoxically, when you're lying there asleep, you know, for that first night that you're back on Earth, sometimes you can feel like you're floating up freely, just like you're in space.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that must be weird. And then I also heard that when you're in space that you grow an inch. Is that right?
Yeah, in fact, that's true. You know, I elongated about 1.5 inches when I was in space. I'm 6 feet on the ground, and I was 6'1.5" in space. And this is actually pretty good because the bones in your back separate a little bit, so if you have any pressure on your disc, it'll be a lot better in space.
I need to go to space, Mary. I gotta fix my back. We'll be right back. We're back with Barbara Morgan and the crew of the Space Shuttle Endeavour. And all right, well, let's talk about the suit and how heavy this is when you first put it on. This is it right here. I'm scared that one of my riders is under here because that's what they usually do to me. Wow. This is what you wear?
This is what we wear when we go do spacewalks. So Dave and I put this suit on a few hours before we went outside to do our spacewalk. And I think it weighs about 350 pounds here on Earth, but of course, on orbit, it's weightless. But once we go outside with that, Tracy Caldwell was our IV, basically our conductor, and told us basically what to do while we were outside doing our spacewalk.
So this stuff here, what is this the treble and this is the bass, or what happens? What is all this stuff right here?
Pretty simple. Temperature control knob, is that what you're pointing at right
So
there?
you're air conditioning the inside your suit or heating?
You wear a liquid cooling garment. You wear this underwear with these tubes running all through it, and you're plugged into the backpack, and it provides cold water throughout your whole body and keeps you cool, and also blowing air on you. Also, oxygen is a pure oxygen
Again,
environment.
how do you go to the bathroom? Once you put this thing on, there's a lot of, how do you get that thing off?
Dave?
Is there another system going out? Is there some kind of gutter system that goes down the leg?
It's a simple system using diapers.
Diapers?
Yeah.
But they're called mags.
We have a fancy name for them.
All right.
lot of
They
acronyms
should
in
be
that.
spending more money on that situation
Yeah.
right there, if that's all they've come up with so far. All right, and here are the gloves that, can I put one on?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Make sure you don't put a hole in it, though.
I heard, who had the hole in the gloves when they,
That was me.
wow, so you're out there and all of a sudden you realize there's a hole in your gloves.
Yeah, the way it worked, I was out there and Tracy called for a glove check, and I looked at my right glove and I had a very small hole, and while we were talking about that, I looked at my left glove and I had a quite a bit larger hole in my left glove. And so, of course, they brought me inside right away.
Because it's cold out there. How cold is it?
Oh, I don't know, it's about a minus 150, minus 200 degrees in the shade,
Wow.
and about a plus 150, plus 200 degrees in the sun.
Really? Oh, and then it also must be, does the sun rise and set pretty quickly? Do you see the sun rise and set over and over again?
Yeah, every 40 minutes or so,
Every 40 minutes?
give or take.
Do you then just go, night, night, oh, wake up, night, night,
You better not.
sleepy, what? All right, I can't get my thumb in here, so I don't know how you're able to do anything because it's impossible. This is what you have to work with. You have to learn how to work with this. All right, well, we have to go. So, but thank you so much for being here, and we all appreciate everything you're doing. This is so courageous, so brave of all of you to do this. Thank you so much. We'll be back with Neil Patrick Harris after this, and I'll do a magic trick.